Hello, myself Vishal. So I'm reflecting on the part 2 of our last assignment. The first one was the correlation versus the correlation and variables, and this one is evidence based and the principle based. So first we will start from the evidence based. What is the evidence based training? So, this is basically using the research studies to guide what you do. For example, if a study shows that doing lunges activates your glutes and you do the lunges because of that, this is called evidence based in the simple way. Basically, this became popular in the fitness world because of the organizations like NASM, which really promoted it. They wanted trainers to know, research, and use it. And it sounds smart, definitely. Citing studies, talking about the peer-reviewed research articles, it make like it looks like really professional. But the catch is here. This one study never tell the whole story. So some studies can be flawed, biased, or even sometimes it is paid by the company. So if we rely too much on one single study, we might miss the big picture. So, evidence based uh, research is like following a recipe, which is already done, but it will never teach you how the recipe made. Okay, so first was evidence based. Now we will talk about the principle based. So, the principle based training, which is basically about the bigger rules that always applies, like physics. So how our body moves, there are some solid principles and rules which cannot be changed in over the time of period. So these are the scientific principle behind the exercises. Like if we go downstairs, so our muscles are in the decelerate movement, in the decelerating movement, and we are going in the upstairs, our muscles accelerate us. So these are the universal principles, they will never change. So according to that concept, if you will put this concrete principle on the lunges, so a forward stepping lunge will definitely help on the quads. It will not impact that much on the glutes. But if we will do back to back forward lunges, that will definitely train our glutes. So you don't have to do the research to know this. You just have to understand acceleration and deceleration and how your muscles are working. These are the basic principles. So the principles allow you to predict what will happen in that exercise without like reading a study or any kind of article. So evidence based, like evidence can definitely support it, but the main thing is the principle which will guide you about the whole concept. So why the principles always matter? So evidence based is definitely useful, but it's always limited. A single study never tell you the whole full story, but the principle give you the foundations. It will help to predict how exercise work, how different exercises uh, affect on the different people, different person, and that will also avoid mistakes that study will never explain us. So even the, like we'll talk about the top trainers, they are also claiming that principles are the base of everything. They never denied that evidence is all everything. So principles are the foundations. These are the base, and the evidence based like bricks. Evidence based studies are like bricks. So without strong foundation, we cannot build a strong building. So yeah, I can give the another example like uh, if we will not understand the principle of center of gravity or joint alignment, so it will affect if we will uh, doing any kind of uh, training program or something like that. If we don't know about the basic principle of center of gravity or base of support, so it will affect in the negative way if we are not aware about the principle. On the other side, if we know about the principle and the whole concept, so it is definitely helpful. So evidence versus principle, what if we all conclude together, and if we will combine it and we will work on it? So evidence based principle always evidence based and principle based always complement each other. So if we will conclude it and if we are using it in the together way, so it will give us the more strong result in the long term results. So evidence based is basically specific studies useful but having limitations. Principle based using side effect data, but best approach is evidence plus principles based. So thank you so much. That's from my side.